Hi, I'm John.
Hi, I'm Betsy.
Please join us as we travel all over the place
On our sailing catamaran Agape.
So we have a little bit of wind, but not much, only about 5 knots off the beam. So we're motor sailing. We're about 30 miles from Cape Fear, headed north, hoping to make it around Cape Hatteras sometime day after tomorrow. We had a little bit of excitement earlier. We lost our steering, and the hydraulic ram came disconnected from the steering gear. See, we have the main up, but it's just not doing a whole lot right now, just kind of steadying the boat. But we were trying to put that sail up and we lost our steering, so we had to do a little mechanical repair while we're making a circle in the middle of the ocean here. This hydraulic arm right here attaches to the linkage, and that's what basically steers both rudders, and the little nut on the bottom here dropped out and caused us to lose steering. So it was actually a pretty good time to lose steering out in the middle of here. So we had no room, no problem running into anybody. So it all worked out pretty good. So that's another bolt that has to get checked and get some Loctite on it. Fun on a boat. There's sunset on our first full day from Charleston to the Chesapeake. Kind of pretty. We made about 140 miles our first day. Not a record for us, but not too bad. Considering we started out motoring into wind. And right now we're motor sailing. Right now we're motor sailing with the Maine and the Genoa, because mainly we're trying to make some speed. We're trying to get around the Cape before the weather forecast change. So should be fairly light winds tonight. Maybe tomorrow we'll get some heavier stuff. So we are rounding Cape Hatteras in about an hour. It's about 12 knots astern. We've got the Genoa out. It's not catching too much wind, but it's adding a little bit to our motor sailing. 12 knots is enough to sail downwind, but we're expecting heavier winds shortly, and we're also trying to make time, because if we dilly-dally, we've got some northerlies that might get us, and then we'll have to motor into 10 knots of chop, which is not on our to-do list. We've had a fellow boat kind of cruising with us. They're not on AS, so we don't know who they are. They're about 5 miles back. A couple ships, but otherwise pretty uneventful rounding to the Cape so far. But we are expected to get some additional weather late tonight, early tomorrow morning. This is why rounding the Cape is so hazardous, because even going this close to the red markers, we still have 2 to 3 knots of current working with us, but it's going south to north, and you can see it picks up the seas a little bit from the stern, even though we've got wind with the current. But when we're heading south, this can give you a lot of trouble because you basically are looking for a little northern wind, but it hits this 2 and 3 knot current around the cape here and really kicks up some nasty waves. We've been through that before. So it makes the Cape Hatteras something you want to respect. It's almost sunset, 48 hours into our trip, and we've got not quite 300 miles under the keel. Sun's setting over in the west, and we've rounded the Cape Hatteras, and we've got sails up. At the main and the second reef point. Genoa's out all the way right now. And we're sailing up to the mouth of the Chesapeake. We're expecting some heavier winds tonight. That's why we have the main reef down. So we will see what we see, but we might see some gusts up to 25 tonight. And then might see some wind in our face in the morning. Boo. So we are heading up the Chesapeake. We're motoring at about 6.5 knots on one motor. We spent the night a little anchorage off Mojack Bay. We came in yesterday afternoon into the Chesapeake and kind of motored through the harbor, Norfolk, and kind of had headwinds, kind of bouncy. Not a very pleasant day, but it was a really nice night on anchor, very calm, and it's very calm this morning. And hopefully within a couple hours, afternoon maybe, we'll be able to put the sails up. A little bit of a kind of gray overcast day, but not supposed to rain, I don't think. Hope not. Tired of rain. We've made it about 50 miles up the bay. Ken and Betsy are doing shift change. Our wind has not materialized. We got a little bit of wind, but not enough to really sail effectively. But we do have the Genoa out, and we're getting a little lift off of that, but not much. Pretty calm out here. We were laughing about that ship out there. That's actually a bombing target that they have anchored out there. I guess the Navy or the Air Force practices bombing that. But we're just gonna motor sail into the night here and try and stay out of the way of the ships. This is the art and artistry of hauling agape. We used a travel lift crane this time, and everything went really well. So we're in the Georgetown Yacht Haven. It's always exciting to be in the yard. Not our favorite place, but necessary at times. We're right next to a Saba 50 here. So we have a little FP corner going. We're getting the boat squared away for a couple months of storage. We got cushions and got some storage boxes. Those usually go up front, but we had to empty that locker because we have some fiberglass repair to do from our storm contact in Charleston. We have learned not to clean the boat before we get off the boat because your boat is never going to get filthier than when it's sitting in a boatyard. Because we're basically sitting in a gravel parking lot here, as you can see. There's the Saba. We've got our fuel cans. Usually those go in the forward locker, but we pulled those out for the repair. We've got our foresail off the furler. We've got our cushions down, our canvas down. We have our sail bag strapped and the lines tucked into the sail bag as best we can. We don't pull all of our running rigging in. And the helm cover's on. So we're pretty well set outside. We've got to get the inside together. We've got bags to pack and put the rest of the cushions down below and tuck these storage boxes into the salon. We should be off the boat in a few hours. So this finishes up our voyage from Charleston, South Carolina to Georgetown, Maryland. We're going to have Agape on the hard for a little while we go visit family, and we're going to come back in August and get on Agape again. So please join us for those videos, and please hit the subscribe button and like this video if you liked it. Helps us stay on YouTube. Thanks a lot. See you next time.